Shabbat Shalom. Wait, we should go back to this view. You guys see it. You'll notice that, Cantor Norman has grown. Not really. We're giving Cantor Norman a little time off. And so thankfully, over the next few weeks, Rabbi David's going to fill in. We have other cantors that are coming. So it should be a wonderful December worth of just some slightly different music. And I think that that's always a good thing. If we get into a rut, then it becomes rote. And we don't like that. We want to look at prayer and sounds of prayer to be always fresh. We're going to begin our service, page 142. Page 142, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Mihi Melech Malachei Hamalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Alchuni l'shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech Malachei Hamalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We're going to turn back in our prayer books to page 131. Shir L'Adonai, Shir Chadash. Sing to Adonai a new song.
Shiru L'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru L'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru L'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru L'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. We'll sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all
sing along.
all the earth a new song unto God.
Shiru Adonai, kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai,
Shir Chadash, Shir Chadash, Shir Chadash.
Page 135. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'harkot show. Exalt Adonai our God and bow towards God's holy mountain.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu leharkot shov. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu leharkot shov. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Sing it higher, Rabbi. Ki
Kadosh
Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu leharkot shov. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu leharkot shov.
Welcome Shabbat as we welcome a bride, Lechado D, page 138.
Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekala.
Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Lechado di
Lechado di likrat kala,
penei Shabbat
nekabela. Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha, ishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litchila.
Lechado di
Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, meherosh mikem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'makshavat tchila.
Lechado di
Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech umiori, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai alayich mikra. Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechado di likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. We rise, we turn to the door, we welcome the Shabbat bride. Oh, Eve Shalom Materek Bala, Kam Besimcha, Uvetzolam, Toch Emunei, Am Segula, Boi Chala, Lecha, Dodi, Lecha Dodi Mikrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Mikabela, Lecha Dodi Mikrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Mikabela. Page 140, Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, Psalm 92, a song for the Sabbath day. Tov Lehodot. Tov, Tov, Tov Lehodot, Tov Lehodot Ladonai. Tov, Tov, Tov Lehodot, Tov Lehodot Ladonai. Uzamer Leshimcha Elyon, Leshimcha Elyon. Ulezamer, Ulezamer Leshimcha Elyon. Tov, Tov, Tov Lehodot, Tov Lehodot Ladonai. Tov, Tov, Tov Lehodot, Tov Lehodot Ladonai. We're going to invite Bonnie Bloom, and if Renee Yeslo decides she's going to join Bonnie to light our Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We rise for Baruch Hu, page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Page 149. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Sing with me. Ya nai nai nai, ya nai nai nai, ya nai 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 nai. I am one and you are one and we are one together. So I witness to the world, Adonai Echad, Echad, Yanai Nai Nai, Yanai Nai Nai, Yanai Nai Nai Nai. Ya nai nai nai, ya nai nai nai, ya nai 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 nai. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ya nai nai nai, ya nai nai nai, ya nai nai nai
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meotecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta baham, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'aderech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kashartam le'ohot al yadecha, v'hayulatotafot v'neinecha, u'chatavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'vishadecha, Leman tiskeruhu va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Emet. Michamocha, page 158.
Mi I forgot that the cantor usually does it fast and upbeat. The cantor usually does the song fast and upbeat. I've always done it slow.
Do it slow.
You can hear us battling it out. He's pushing me and I'm pulling him.
I'm pushing. I'm following you.
Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Kifat Adonai et Yaakov, ugealo miyad chazak mimenu, baruch ata Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu makeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. People of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the eternal God made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day, God ceased from labor and rested. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Maso et ha-Shabbat ledonotam beridolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Maso et ha-Shabbat ledonotam beridolam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות בריתו. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Page 164, we rise for Amidah. Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imoteinu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora Ha'el Yon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei hakol, v'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei b'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה, רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. מחכה חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדום אליו, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. You may be seated. You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it above all other days, more sacred than all festivals. So it is written in your Torah, The heaven and earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Find favor, Adonai our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer with love. May the worship of your people always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your Spirit upon us. Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shchinato leTzion, modim anachnu lach. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulechana elehoto. Shalom Rav, page 178.
Shalom.
לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Before we take a moment for silent personal prayer, think about those of our friends and neighbors, members of our community, members of our own families who are in need of God's blessing of healing, healing of the body, healing of the spirit. On this Shabbat, we are especially thinking about Beth Albert, Audrey Aronchik, Marilyn Beaumont, Osvaldo Barraza, Elliot Citron, Susie Daboul, Kathy Duchess, Eliyahu Ben Rovain Vamiriam, Elka Rock, Chana Freda, Batrisa, Rita Gold, Marion Gordon, Ed Johns, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Jack Lieb, Maya Batavora, Mark Rockfeld, Howard Sanford, Shalom Ben Tikva, Shoshana Dvora Batchava, Barry Sugar, Nancy Simon, Aryeh Tzvi Ben Sara, Jerry Walter, Kevin Webb, Connie Weinberg. O God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, send your blessing to all those who are in need. Have mercy on them and graciously restore their health and strength. Grant them a refuah shlema, complete healing, a healing of the body and a healing of the spirit, along with all others who are stricken. May healing come speedily, and let us say, Amen. Take a moment for silent personal prayer.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה Shalom במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
Made a last-minute call on closing song. I want you to think about what you're afraid of. I'm not talking about spiders. Bigger stuff. Bigger fears. Think about what makes us afraid today. For the entirety of, 2 decades that make up this century, we have experienced a cavalcade of worries. International terrorism, beginning with 9/11, biological fears, SARS, H1N1, Ebola, COVID, economic fears, unemployment, a stock market crash, inflation, not having enough money to retire, political fears, military conflicts, xenophobia, nationalism, cybersecurity and internet safety concerns, and, of course, anti-Semitism. Our tradition is one uniquely acquainted with fear. Our history is filled with moments of profound terror. And perhaps, or because of that, we have become uniquely adept at dealing with that fear. So much so that, does anyone know what the most common negative commandment, that's the do nots, the positive commandments are do's, the do's and the don'ts in the Torah. What is the most common negative commandment in the Torah? Do not fear. Do not fear. This week's portion, we see one of those moments in our history of fear. We're coming to the end of the Jacob and Esau story, and we know that Jacob, I've now preached about this for the last 3 weeks. We know that Jacob lied to his father Isaac as he lay dying. He steals his brother's blessing, and then he flees into the wilderness. And years pass, and he gets word that his brother is nearby, and Jacob is afraid. He tries to placate Esau by sending him gifts. And then, the Torah tells us, the messengers returned to Jacob saying, "We came to your brother Esau. He himself is coming to meet you, and there are 400 men with him." Jacob understands that his brother is approaching with a small army. And the text tells us Jacob was afraid, vayetzer, very fearful. So he divided the people with him and the flocks and the herds and the camels into 2 camps. It's clear that Jacob was really afraid. Twice, the verb uses words for fear, vayera and vayetzer. The first word for fear also comes from the word for awe, yirah.
As we gaze upon the mystery of the heavens, the boundary between awe and fear is just ever so slight. We're awestruck by the vast unknown of God, and we are aware of our smallness, and we are afraid of our vulnerability at the same time that we are in awe of the grandeur and the blessings that abound. The second word for fear comes from the root, okay, that means narrow. This kind of fear constricts our very being. We're clenched, we're terrified. Some rabbis teach that the two words for fear indicate the two fears within Jacob's heart. He's afraid of being killed by his brother, and he's also afraid that he may be forced to kill when his brother attacks him. So what does our tradition tell us? What does our tradition prescribe for us when it comes to moments of fear? Well, let's take that first word, vaera. He was fearful, from the word yirah. There are two kinds of yirah. There is the fear, and there is the awe. Wow. Our problem as American Jews is that we're really good at experiencing the first one, not so great at experiencing the second one, awe. Wow. It's easier for us to talk about the things that we are afraid of. We're not so good at talking about the things that we are in awe of. What redeems fear is awe. The cure for fear is having a sense of awe. We know what it is to be fearful. The first way that we deal with it is to have faith found in awe. God calls on us to have a faith that things will turn out all right. That's what the psalmist tells us in that famous verse in Psalm 23. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. What got Jacob through all of this was the knowledge that there was someone or something beyond himself. After he divides the camp, right, he dreams, he experiences a divine being, so much so that he calls the place Peniel. I have come face to face with an El, some sort of divine being. When he dreams of angels up on a ladder, going up and down on a ladder, right before this story, he says, Ma Norah, okay? Same root, Hazeh. How awesome is this place? We, as a synagogue, need to be in the awe business. Okay? Our role as Jews is to try and bring down the level of fear by maybe creating some awe in this world. Now, there's a second prescription to deal with fear, and it's something deceptively simple. Share a little love. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at a different word for fear, the word for worry, da'aga. Right? Daled, Aleph, Gimel, Hey. The word for worry, da'aga, and the word for love, ahava, Aleph, Hey, Vav, Hey, have the same numerical value. In Hebrew, every letter has a value. Okay? And if you total up, all right, the number in the letters, okay, not the number of letters, but the numbers that are represented in the letters, okay, of both ahava, love, and da'aga, worry, come up with 13. They're equal. They both have the same value. Love balances out our fear and our worry. When we cross through those times of fear and we reflect back on that experience, we recognize ourselves, or we find ourselves recognizing that we made it through with the help and the support of God. and those who God inspired to reach out and provide that courage, that strength, that support, and that resiliency that we didn't think that we had on our own. There's some interesting social science. Okay? A person can put their foot into a bucket of ice water for nearly twice as long when there's somebody with that person. The presence of another caring person doubles the amount of pain someone can endure. Guilt feels less deserved. Pain is less painful. Misfortune is less oppressive when there is somebody there with you. So let's come back to that line from Psalm 23. Note that the psalmist does not say that he will fear no evil because there's no such thing as evil, or because everything is a part of God's plan and it'll work out for the best. Nor does he say that he will fear no evil because he's a good person and evil befalls only people who deserve it. He says that there is evil in the world and that he is vulnerable to it as anyone else. But that doesn't frighten him because God is real and God is on his side. And if he doesn't feel God's presence, then having a friend is equally helpful. We can't escape what happens in our world. And we can't escape being fearful about it. But we can endure it, both by having faith and having people, community, a congregation around us who help us endure it. We are going to turn back to our Siddurim, back to our prayer books, page 586. We rise for Elena. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'tek gedula liotzer breshi shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol amonam ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו leftovers from Gan Shabbat earlier. Turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us, those who have given us the gift of memory. On this Shabbat, we are thinking about Alexander Salpeter, Judy Agron, Sander J. Goldman, all who have died over the past 30 days, for whom we are observing Shloshim.
And we remember these, the yortzites of our congregants' loved ones, whom we have observed this past week: Ruth Berger, Dorothy Borer, Lois Brown, Monroe L. Cooperman, Rachel Friedberg, Lena F. Galanter, Benjamin Halem, Milton Herman, Claire Katz, Richard Corman, Louis Leader, Aaron D. Morell, Jose Morel, Alfred Irwin Osterlin, Ruth Miller Yeslow, and all those who are listed below, who are remembered on our memorial walls here in the sanctuary. We join together for Kaddish at Home, Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Invite the congregation to rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayed chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'yimru. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudashah, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Oseh shalom b'mromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. As together we say, Amen. May be seated. Once again, I want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom. I want to say really a special thank you to Rabbi David. A thank you to Marcelo. He always makes me sound good, but it's great to have Rabbi David here to just bring his spirit and his ruach in every sense of the word to this. Thank you to all of, well, first of all, thank you to Sage Cantor, the president of our congregation, who served as our greeter this evening. Thank you to all those who sponsored Barbara Silverman and Linda Lockshin, Renee Yeslow, Sandy Goodman, and Sharon Botwinick, who sponsored in honor of their friend Bonnie Bloom. Happy birthday, big birthday. Ellen and Merritt Halem in memory of Merritt's father, Benjamin Halem. Louise and Bob Morell in loving memory of Bob's son, Aaron, and Louise's sister, Lois Brown. Rochelle and Stephen Weinstein in memory of Rochelle's mother, Ruth Berger. And of course, Renee Yeslow in memory of her mother, Ruth Miller Yeslow. Just a few announcements. We are coming up on Hanukkah, and if you don't know anything about Hanukkah, or you think you know everything there is to know about Hanukkah, either one of those, you have no excuse. You have to come on Wednesday, December 14th. That would be this coming Wednesday, 7:30, depending on what we're doing, either here in the sanctuary or in the social hall. I'm going to be doing the third in my series of TSND talks. That's like a TED talk, except it's really a longer one, talking about each of our holidays and finding some new meaning in them, something deeper in that, rather than just celebrating Hanukkah and thinking that we know everything. This is a chance for you to learn a little bit more. You don't need to know anything, or you can know a lot. I'm still going to surprise you. This time next week, we are going to be gearing up for Hanukkah. It's not yet Hanukkah, but on Friday, this coming Friday, December 16th, we are having our Shabbanica. Okay, that's Shabbat Hanukkah, but it's really not Shabbat Hanukkah. That'll be the next week. A family-friendly short service, and then just activities for everyone to do. We've got a few tricks up our sleeves, so come join us. Please do us a favor and RSVP. It is very helpful. We've already got about 50 people signed up, so come join. but let us know that you're coming.
Who's the special guest appearance?
I am not at liberty to tell you. But I can tell you that there is a special guest, not anybody that you're going to be.
As a member of senior staff, I feel I should know these things.
Well,
Maybe
okay.
we'll talk afterward.
This will be the last time you see Rabbi David. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, let's moving on. Our mitzvah team, our Temple Sinai mitzvah team, has been working on a number of projects. It has been less than 3 months since Hurricane Ian hit the West Coast, and the impact is still being felt. We have teamed up with Valerie's House in Fort Myers to assist them with things that they need. People need basics. And so if you are interested in helping out, we have an Amazon link. You can literally, if you call the synagogue, we'll give you the Amazon link. You can go online. You can purchase it. It goes straight to Valerie's House, and you can feel good about that. You can also purchase gift cards at Target, Walmart, Publix, even gas gift cards, and bring those to the synagogue, and then we'll forward those to Valerie's House. So if you are in the giving mode, which we hope you are, that you'll join us. Then finally, on Christmas Day, if you have nothing to do, looking for something to do, you've ordered your Chinese food already. It's not what Jews do, it is what Jews do. We are coming together on Christmas Day at 2:30 for 2 hours. Right? If there's enough of you, it might even take a little less. We are going to be repackaging 2,520 pairs of underwear. They arrived this week. They are in 10 boxes. Okay? They have to be taken out. They have to be repackaged because these are going to the Boys and Girls Club with the help of an organization called Undies for Everyone, started by a dear friend and colleague, and we're getting out and doing some good work in the community. So we hope that you will join us for that. I think that is, oh no, my goodness. Put in your calendar, February 11th, you're going to hear more about this. February 11th, live from Temple Sinai. It's Saturday night. It is our gala, but it's really about having a good time, and most importantly, it's about honoring our own Susan Warwick, who has given many, many, many years, 18 years as our Director of Administration, and a whole lot more as a board member, a vice president, and an all-around great congregant. So we're going to be honoring Susan. We hope that you will join us on February 11th. I'm calling an audible, well, I let Rabbi David know. In light of the sermon that I gave, I want to sing a song, Rebbe Nachman. Rebbe Nachman of Bratslav tells us that the world is a very narrow place. Right? Remember, we talked about narrow being a word that is connected with fear. Right? And Rabbi Nachman says, even though the world is a very narrow place, the ikar, the essence, is not to be afraid. Right? Kol haolam kulo gesher tsar ma'od. All the world is a narrow place. The ha'ikar, the essence, lo lefachet klal.
Gesher Tsar Me'od. Gesher Tsar Me'od. Gesher Tsar Me'od. Kol ha'olam kulo. Gesher Tsar Me'od. Gesher Tsar Me'od. Gesher Tsar Me'od. Hay v'ha'ikar, v'ha'ikar, lo lefached, lo lefached kla. V'ha'ikar, hay v'ha'ikar, lo lefached kla. V'ha'ikar, v'ha'ikar, hay v'ha'ikar, lo lefached, lo lefached kla. V'ha'ikar, hay v'ha'ikar, lo lefached kla.
We rise for Kiddush and Moses. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. קיוונו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Shabbat Shalom.